There we go.
We're back again, Dan.
We are back again.
Yeah, we are in your favourite month of the year.
The
aren't
best
we?
month of the year.
Yep.
Animated April.
Yep.
Now, the thing is with Animated April, Tommy, is it is one of those genres that I think is very undervalued. People don't appreciate it enough.
Well, we had to
It's
play.
awesome.
We had to play catch up last week, didn't we? Because obviously
That's your fault.
that was my fault. But we spoke about two films, and they were both 5 out of 5s, weren't they?
To be fair, you were working.
I was.
You're in your place of work.
I was. Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was in the cinema. You know, that is. That's my home. My home is my castle, and my cinema is my castle, as it
See,
were.
we tried to bring a camera crew in there, but they've got signs over it. No cameras.
Literally, like when you're watching a movie.
Sports.
When you're watching a movie these days in the cinema, sometimes they come in with night vision cameras and they just scan the audience to make sure nobody's up to anything untoward.
Really?
You probably don't know that because you haven't been in the cinema for a good 6 years, but yeah, that's what I've noticed that a lot. That's what they tend to do these days.
Are they just looking out for people live streaming it to TikTok?
Yeah, stuff like that, you know. But nothing really that popular has come out lately, so I can't see many people doing that.
All the popular films from last year are now appearing up on Sky Cinema. They did this big thing about Barbie. We're releasing Barbie to Sky Cinema.
Yep.
Oppenheimer just appeared. Oh, by the way, we've got this now as well. It just appeared. It's like an afterthought.
Yeah.
They put Barbie on the week later. Oh, here's Oppenheimer.
Well, we're going to be talking about a very popular film from the late 90s, Dan.
Oh, yes. Now,
This is a precursor because, of course, next week we plan to talk about a film of the Nickelodeon variety. So I thought, what better way to tease that? I thought the curtain moved for a second there.
it did because your back's on it.
Okay. It's not because producer man Steve is behind me, right?
No, he's not invited. I do want you to look at this, though, this yellow bit here. Don't read out what it is. I just want keep it to yourself. Just read the back. Just look at what track 1 is on that disc and then put it back.
The SpongeBob SquarePants theme by Avril Lavigne.
There you go.
And there's music by the Flamin' Lips on here as well.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And Motorhead. Oh,
Yep.
right. The Shins. No, it's not.
You're in for a good film.
Well,
you know you're in for a good film because you're a man of soundtracks.
I am.
That's
I
the
am.
soundtrack.
Yes.
You're
yeah.
excited now. You can't wait to see it.
But we
Very good.
But we
But
digress.
We've digressed.
We
So,
can't talk too much about that.
We can't. Not like they did at the time because that's all they talked about. They're like, why? Oh, no, we're not going to show any cartoons this morning. We're just going to talk about them.
We are going to be talking about another Nickelodeon film.
Oh, yes.
Probably the first animated Nickelodeon film, if I recall.
They weren't very big on their films back then, were they?
No. We're talking about the Rugrats movie from 1998.
Or as some people know it as the Orange VHS.
Yes, yeah. One of definitely the first orange VHS out there. This was a fun film to rewatch as I haven't seen it all the way through for a good 15 plus years. From memory, it may even be the second film I ever saw at the cinema back in 1998 when I was only 3 years old, with my first cinema viewing being A Bug's Life that came out the same year.
Do you know, it's quite funny actually because obviously you were Baby Tommy.
Yeah.
And in the film is Baby Tommy.
It's Baby Tommy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's your movie. You're in this movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I identified a lot with Tommy. Not just by the name, but also when you're in a group of friends and stuff, and you feel like you're the leader, leading the group through tough times and everything. Sometimes I think we all feel like that to an extent. Sometimes, we are deep down we are all Baby Tommy, but. A little run through for the synopsis for people that haven't seen the film. Baby protagonist Tommy Pickles is awaiting the impending birth of his new sibling, courtesy of his loving mother Dee Dee and his wacky inventive father Stu. Once his little brother Dill is born, it takes a lot of time for Tommy and his friends Chucky, Phil, and Lil to adapt to now having a needy newborn in the gang. After one mix-up to another, the four babies and Dill end up running off into Stu's newest invention, into the woods, with Tommy's spoilt cousin Angelica on their tail to get her stolen Cynthia doll back. Now, does all that
This is bringing back some
Is it bringing back
memories.
some stuff for you?
I remember this movie.
Yes.
I haven't seen it probably in about 20 odd years.
Despite the film having a highly disturbing newborn baby sing-song in the maternity ward scene, does that ring a bell to you?
It doesn't actually.
Ends with them all peeing in unison. I don't want to get into it. obvious pop culture references and one or two songs that could have probably been cut to better the film, this film is actually quite charmingly enjoyable, you know? The ultimate theme of the movie is about brothers and siblings in general, what it must be like for older siblings when the new addition comes along, and how that can change things for the better or worse. The brotherly relationship between Tommy and Dill is quite moving, as they spend a lot of the film with Dill being a constant annoyance to Tommy's friends, but he still sticks up for his little brother in spite of it all, which is relatable to all siblings on some level. And the scene where they finally make peace with each other is a very heartfelt scene.
That is a very heartfelt
You know, I've
scene.
read YouTube comments on that clip, you know, and people have said, "Oh, I've cried at this and everything." I mean, it's two animated babies, you know, just stopping fighting and stuff. But you know, each to their own, I guess.
It's good.
Plus, Tim Curry making an appearance in the film as obnoxious big teeth news reporter Rex Pester is a delight, as all the scenes with him are hilarious, especially the helicopter crash scene that he's in. I did tell you the quote that he says off camera. It's genius. Ironically, in a film called Rugrats the Movie, it's actually the scenes with the adults that are more entertaining, with some classic funny lines from Tommy's grandpa and Dee Dee's elderly Jewish parents, to name a few. Like when one of the grandparents says, "In my day, a woman just dropped her baby in the potato field and kept going." And then the other granddad says, In my day, we had plenty of fun just throwing rocks at each other. It's just little things like you don't pick up on these nuances when you're a kid.
You don't.
They go right over your head, don't they?
I love it when they do that and they do it right.
Yes,
And I think Nickelodeon are great at that.
Definitely. So to close down, this is a decent theatrical extended episode of a beloved animated show that I watched a lot growing up, and now as a grown-up, I can happily rewatch and notice a lot of adult jokes that completely went over my head as a kid. This film is good, but its sequel, Rugrats in Paris, is so much better. So much better. So much more heartfelt, so much more entertaining, and I'm pretty sure it had a higher budget as well.
I mean, that's what you want out of a sequel anyway.
Yeah.
It really, really is. So, Tommy, I'm going to ask you, before you give me your star rating, okay?
Yeah.
Now, at the moment, we're on a 5-star streak. You still haven't seen what I think is the biggest 5-star movie of all time.
Oh, God.
That was a little bit of a joke, but yeah, you get what I'm saying.
I know what you're alluding to.
Yeah. Give us your rating.
So, for the Rugrats, the movie, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5, Dan.
Oh! So, streak broken there.
Yes, yeah, unfortunately it had to be broken. I mean, I'm not insane. I can't give Rugrats the movie 5 out of 5. I'm sorry. I just can't, but it's an enjoyable film, you know, all fit for all ages. That's the way. I still want
to go and watch that maternity scene now because that sounds really disturbing.
Literally, after we finish this, I'm showing you it just to give you nightmares tonight, bro.
Please do. I need nightmares.
But yeah. But as of I guess we'll be continuing the Nickelodeon streak into next week. Now you got to remember, Dan, I am not a fan of SpongeBob. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't grow up watching it.
Yep.
I won't get a lot of the humor in it, probably.
Well, actually, I think this is what you'll enjoy because what they do when Nickelodeon do films, I think they did this with Rugrats as well.
Yeah.
And they certainly did it with the Wild Thornberrys movies as well, which again were brilliant movies. They made it so that you can comfortably watch the movie without watching the series.
Okay.
So that's going to be good. In fact, I reckon you'll enjoy it more having not watched the series.
Okay. Well, there's only 2 reasons I'm watching the movie. 2 reasons, and that is David, and the other one is Hasselhoff. I'm watching the movie just to see that man because he can't do no wrong. He's a legend.
Look, when it comes to the SpongeBob movie, right? All the big names are in there.
I'm sure there are more cameos along the way.
David Hasselhoff's in
Don't spoil any others for me.
I won't spoil any of.
I just know that David Hasselhoff is in it.
I mean, even in the other movies, it's just big names. It's just like everyone was just like, "Oh, do you want to be in this movie? It's for kids or whatever." No, I can't do that. It's a SpongeBob movie. I'm down.
Right.
That must be how it went. I reckon you're gonna really enjoy the movie.
Okay.
You're certainly going to enjoy the soundtrack, if all else fails.
Okay.
And I've got a little bit of a SpongeBob bingo to play with you on the day as well.
Right.
Don't worry, you play at the end of the film.
Okay.
But basically, I'm going to want you looking out for bits and bobs. It's got everything in it.
Yeah.
And I've been joking with you up until this point. There are a few things you've told me that you quite like about the Lord of the Rings movie in terms of it being an adventure.
Yeah.
And obviously a film coming out after that time for an animation. I can now see there are little references to things.
Okay.
Not obviously, it's Nickelodeon. Don't put your hopes that high.
Oh, I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not.
We're not comparing the two. I'm just saying there are references.
Okay.
But anyway, someone's watching this somewhere and they're like, there ain't.
Yeah.
Play along. Right. Well, Tommy, you know the drill and you know your lines.
You guys can follow us on Letterboxd, Larkins95, Dan Moore Radio. You guys know the drill at this point.
You know the drill.
I know the drill, so you guys definitely know the drill.
And if drills are not your favourite noise, the bell icon might be more your style. Make sure you click that. They've moved it. Oh, have you seen YouTube now?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God, they've moved it. So I think it's there. I think
It'll be somewhere.
it's somewhere.
Somewhere.
Around us.
Yes. Yeah.
Good luck finding it. But right, thank you so much for watching. We are back next week with.
You're looking forward to that, aren't you? Well,
So
I'm looking
much.
forward to talking about it as well, Dan. So we'll see what comes.
You
But
seem so unbelievable when you're saying that.
yep. I'm sure I'm in for some surprises. So we'll see how it
remember
goes.
this, okay? I broke your heart with some of my high star ratings of the Lord of the Rings
Yes.
films.
Yep.
I am fully prepared for you to do the same in return, even if it's just out of spite.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. We'll see. We'll
Don't
see.
worry about it. It's
We'll
cool. It's
we'll
good.
see.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You take care.
Take care, everyone. Bye bye.